What if I told you some of the fruits you've been eating for years, thinking they were healthy, are quietly weakening your legs? If you're over 60, this matters more than you think. Fruits like pineapple, bananas, and even oranges can drain your muscle strength and trigger inflammation if you're not careful. Surprised? You're not alone. In this video, we'll uncover 7 fruits seniors should avoid and what to eat instead to stay strong, steady, and independent. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay one step ahead in your health journey. The silent threat. Why some fruits are dangerous after 60. You've heard 1,000 times, eat more fruit, it's good for you. For decades, we've been taught to see fruit as a symbol of health. Colorful, natural, full of vitamins. And that's not entirely wrong. But here's the critical piece they don't tell you. As your body ages, your nutritional needs and responses change. What once helped you thrive can now quietly work against you. After the age of 60, your body's metabolism slows down, muscle mass begins to decline, and your ability to regulate blood sugar and inflammation becomes less efficient. This trifecta makes you far more sensitive to sugar spikes and acidic foods. Even natural sugars, like the kind found in fruit, can cause trouble. And when that trouble takes the form of muscle weakness or joint stiffness in your legs, the consequences are serious. We're not just talking about discomfort. We're talking about reduced mobility, higher fall risk, and a greater threat to your independence. But here's the real kicker. These fruits don't come with warning labels. No one's telling you that biting into a juicy pineapple or snacking on a handful of grapes could be draining your strength. You're doing what you've always done, trying to eat healthy. And that's what makes it so dangerous. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. You deserve to know which foods help your body now, not 20 years ago. And once you have that knowledge, you can start making smart, easy changes that restore your energy, protect your mobility, and give you back control. So if you've noticed your legs feeling heavier, your balance becoming shakier, or your walks getting shorter, this might be part of the puzzle. Because nutrition isn't just fuel, it's chemistry. And at your age, chemistry matters more than ever. Pineapple, the acidic culprit behind weakening muscles. Bright, tropical, and delicious, pineapple often feels like a mini vacation in every bite. But beneath that sunny sweetness lies a sharp truth that's especially important for seniors. Pineapple can be tough on aging muscles and joints. Why? First, it's packed with fructose, a form of sugar that's naturally occurring but still hits your bloodstream fast. For someone over 60 whose insulin sensitivity is declining, that sugar spike can trigger a chain reaction. Temporary energy followed by a crash, and worse, chronic inflammation. And inflammation doesn't just make you feel sluggish. It actually interferes with muscle repair and function. If you're trying to stay active, this matters. But sugar isn't pineapple's only problem. It's also one of the most acidic fruits you can eat. That acidity can irritate your stomach lining and, more importantly, your joints. Seniors already face challenges like arthritis or reduced cartilage. When you add acidic foods to the mix, you're effectively pouring lemon juice on a paper cut. It stings, it swells, and it slows healing. Now, does that mean pineapple is evil? Of course not. But if you're eating it regularly, especially canned pineapple and syrup, you could be unknowingly sabotaging your strength. And here's the worst part. Because pineapple is often seen as a healthy dessert, many seniors eat it thinking they're doing the right thing. But the truth is, if you want to keep your legs strong, steady, and pain-free, pineapple might need to take a step back. Here's a tip. If you absolutely love pineapple, have it occasionally and pair it with a fat or protein, like Greek yogurt or a handful of almonds, to slow the sugar absorption. But on a daily basis, there are better fruits for your body. Bananas, too much of a good thing for senior health. Bananas are everywhere. Easy to peel, soft to chew, and a quick source of energy. No wonder so many seniors eat one every morning. But here's what most don't realize. That daily banana might be draining your leg strength instead of building it. Let's start with the obvious. Bananas are high in sugar. A medium banana contains about 14 grams of sugar and 27 grams of carbohydrates. That's a hefty load for a body that's less insulin sensitive and more prone to blood sugar spikes. And when blood sugar goes up fast, the the body responds with inflammation, an invisible storm that wears down muscles over time, especially in your lower body where we carry the most weight and mobility demands. Then there's the potassium myth. Yes, bananas contain potassium, which is vital for muscle function and cramp prevention. But here's the twist. They're not even close to the best source. Foods like spinach, avocado, and sweet potatoes offer far more potassium without the sugar spike. In fact, relying on bananas for potassium is like trying to stay hydrated by drinking soda. It might look like it's helping, but it's not doing the job you think it is. Worse still, bananas lack protein or healthy fat, two nutrients that seniors desperately need to maintain muscle mass. Eating a banana solo gives your body a quick hit of sugar, but almost nothing to build with. And without building blocks, muscles shrink. Legs get weaker. Standing up becomes harder. You might blame aging, but in truth, it might be your morning fruit. If you love bananas, consider this. Eat them rarely or only with a meal that includes protein or healthy fat. Better yet, replace them with half an avocado on whole grain toast or a hard-boiled egg with berries. Your muscles will thank you. Grapes, sweetness that fuels joint inflammation. They're small, juicy, and oh so easy to snack on. Grapes are the kind of fruit that feels light and harmless. Just pop a few in your mouth and go, right? But here's the catch. Grapes might be one of the sneakiest culprits when it comes to inflammation and joint pain in seniors. Let's break this down. Grapes, especially the red and green varieties you find in stores, are packed with fructose, a natural sugar that's highly concentrated in this tiny package. In fact, just a handful of grapes can contain more sugar than a whole apple. And when that fructose hits your system, it doesn't just raise your blood sugar. It activates inflammatory pathways, particularly in your joints and soft tissues. For seniors already dealing with arthritis, stiff knees, or sore hips, this is a serious issue. The inflammation triggered by high fructose fruits like grapes doesn't stay quiet. It builds up over time, stiffening joints, slowing circulation, and weakening the small stabilizing muscles that protect your legs. If your knees ache more after a walk, or your ankles feel swollen without reason, your fruit bowl might be to blame. Now, grapes do contain resveratrol, a compound known for its anti-inflammatory properties. But here's the irony. You need to eat pounds of grapes to get a therapeutic dose of resveratrol. And by that point, the sugar would have done far more harm than good. You'd get more resveratrol from a glass of red wine or a supplement, without the sugar overload. And here's where it gets tricky. Grapes are easy to overeat. They're bite-sized, refreshing, and often eaten in bunches. But that just a few can easily become 20 or 30 in a sitting, delivering a heavy dose of sugar without you even noticing. Instead of grapes, reach for berries, especially blackberries or raspberries. They're lower in sugar, higher in fiber, and full of antioxidants that actually reduce inflammation. Your joints and your energy will feel the difference. Watermelon and oranges, sugar spikes, and acid attacks. Watermelon and oranges, two fruits we often associate with summer refreshment and immune-boosting vitamin C. They feel light, clean, even rejuvenating. But here's what most people don't realize. Both of these fruits could be especially hard on the aging body, particularly when it comes to muscle strength and joint health. Let's start with watermelon. It's over 90% water, which makes it seem like a hydration hero. But hidden in that juicy bite is a sugar bomb. One slice can contain up to 20 grams of sugar, and it's almost entirely fast-absorbing. That means a quick spike in your blood sugar levels, followed by an insulin response, and then the crash. And here's the kicker. Frequent sugar spikes, even from fruit, lead to chronic inflammation. That inflammation weakens the very muscles that keep your legs stable. Even worse, because watermelon feels light, people often overeat it. One slice becomes 2 or 3. And just like that, you've loaded up on sugar, dehydrated your tissues, ironically, and fed the cycle that weakens your mobility. Now let's talk about oranges. Sure, they're a classic go-to for vitamin C, but they're also highly acidic. And acid is not your friend when you're over 60. Acidic foods can irritate the lining of your stomach, worsen acid reflux, and, here's the big one, inflame your joints. Seniors with arthritis or joint tenderness often find that acidic fruits like oranges make their symptoms worse. Additionally, the sugar in oranges, much like watermelon, can still trigger an insulin response. That doesn't mean you can't have any citrus, but drinking orange juice or eating multiple oranges a day can do more harm than good. Juice is especially dangerous. It removes the fiber and condenses the sugar into a quick-absorbing liquid that floods your system. So what's the alternative? If you're craving hydration and sweetness, try cucumbers with a squeeze of lemon or a few slices of kiwi. These are hydrating, lower in sugar, and less acidic, making them friendlier to both your gut and your joints. Green apples and mangoes, the hidden sugar acid duo. They look so innocent, don't they? A crisp green apple or a juicy slice of mango can feel like the perfect healthy treat. Natural, refreshing, and guilt-free. But when it comes to maintaining leg strength and mobility after 60, these two fruits pack a hidden punch that could be quietly undermining your health. Let's start with green apples. Known for their tart taste and lower sugar content compared to red varieties, they're often considered the better choice. But here's the hidden truth. Green apples are still quite acidic. That acidity can wear on your enamel, irritate your stomach, and, more importantly, flare up joint pain. Seniors who already deal with sensitive knees or hips may not realize that their favorite apple snack is part of the problem. And while it's true that green apples have more fiber than many fruits, they still carry sugar, about 10 grams per medium apple. That may not sound like much, but when eaten alone or on an empty stomach, it can contribute to insulin spikes. The result? Fatigue, stiffness, and slower muscle recovery, particularly in the legs where we rely most on strength and stability. Now let's talk about mangoes. These tropical fruits are undeniably delicious, but they are also one of the highest sugar fruits out there. A single cup of sliced mango contains nearly 23 grams of sugar. That's more than a chocolate chip cookie. And when that sugar hits your bloodstream quickly, the inflammation cycle begins again. Muscle tissues inflame, joints swell, and your body's ability to regenerate strength diminishes. Worse yet, mangoes don't offer much fiber to slow that sugar down. So while you're enjoying that rich, sweet flavor, your body is scrambling to manage the blood sugar surge and failing if your insulin sensitivity is reduced with age. If you enjoy the tartness of green apples or the sweetness of mangoes, consider switching to fruits that provide similar satisfaction with less downside. Pears, especially Bartlett, are lower in acid and gentler on your joints. And if it's tropical sweetness you're after, try papaya. It's lower in sugar, rich in digestive enzymes, and supportive of joint health. Better choices, fruits that strengthen, not sabotage. So far, we've uncovered the surprising ways certain fruits can silently undermine your strength and stability. But let's shift gears, because here's the good news. Not all fruit is the enemy. In fact, some can be powerful allies in your fight to stay strong, steady, and independent. When it comes to senior nutrition, the best fruits are those that balance three key qualities: low sugar, high fiber, and anti-inflammatory compounds. These not only fuel your body more evenly, but also protect your muscles, soothe your joints, and support overall vitality. Let's look at a few standout options. 1. Berries, especially blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. These are superstars. They're low in sugar but rich in antioxidants and fiber. Blueberries, for instance, are known to support cognitive function, reduce inflammation, and improve circulation, all critical for keeping your legs energized and your balance sharp. 2. Avocados. Yes, they're a fruit, and a uniquely powerful one for seniors. Avocados are high in healthy fats and potassium, two nutrients essential for maintaining muscle mass and preventing leg cramps. Unlike sugary fruits, they stabilize blood sugar and provide lasting energy. 3. Papaya. Often overlooked, papaya is a tropical fruit that's kind to aging bodies. It's rich in vitamin C and digestive enzymes like papain, which reduce inflammation and ease digestion, important for nutrient absorption and muscle repair. 4. Cherries, especially tart cherries, which have been studied for their ability to reduce muscle soreness and joint pain. They contain compounds that help lower uric acid levels, which can reduce flare-ups in those with arthritis or gout. 5. Pears. Juicy and satisfying, pears offer fiber without the high acid or sugar spikes. They're easy on digestion and gentle on the joints, making them a smart swap for apples or grapes. When you build your fruit intake around these kind of choices, you're not just avoiding damage. You're actively giving your body what it needs to stay strong and mobile. The key is intention over tradition. Don't just reach for what's familiar. Reach for what supports your body now, not what worked 30 years ago. Living stronger. How small dietary changes preserve mobility. Aging doesn't mean giving up your strength, your independence, or your joy. But it does mean getting smarter, more strategic about how you care for your body. And as you've seen, something as simple as your fruit choices can quietly shape your future. When your diet is overloaded with sugar or acid, even from natural sources like fruit, it puts invisible stress on your muscles, joints, and circulatory system. And while you might not feel it overnight, the gradual toll shows up in subtle but serious ways. Stiffness in your knees, trouble standing after sitting, that nagging fatigue after a short walk. But here's the beauty of it. Small changes make a big difference. When you trade that morning banana for half an avocado, or swap out sugary grapes for antioxidant-rich blueberries, you're not just avoiding harm. You're actively building a stronger, more resilient body. Imagine waking up with more energy, feeling stable and confident on your feet, and knowing that every bite you take is moving you toward a better quality of life, not away from it. That's what happens when your food starts working for you, not against you. And it's not just about avoiding the wrong fruits. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports aging gracefully. Pair those smart fruit swaps with a bit of daily movement, hydration, and quality rest, and you'll be amazed at how much better your body performs, even decades after retirement. So take this as your turning point. Let your next grocery trip reflect the knowledge you've gained. Choose fruits that honor your health and mobility. You've worked hard to get to this stage of life. Now's the time to protect it. You don't have to overhaul your whole life to stay strong. Just start with your fruit bowl. Swap the harmful for the helpful, and you'll feel the difference in your legs, your energy, and your confidence. If this helped you rethink your choices, subscribe and hit the bell, because small steps today can mean greater freedom tomorrow. Now tell me, which fruit are you letting go of first? Drop it in the comments below.